Bonjour à tous, aujourd'hui on va visiter la plus belle ville du monde et j'aimerais partager cette visite magnifique avec vous. On y va! Let's start our tour from Le Jardin du Luxembourg, also referred to as Le Jardin du Sénat. The creation of the garden began in 1612 when Marie de Medici, the widow of King Henry IV, constructed the Luxembourg Palace as her new residence. The garden today is owned by the French Senate, which meets in the palace. If you're tired from walking around Paris, Le Jardin du Tuileries is one of the best places to chill. Just grab one of those chairs and find your spot and enjoy the view. The Petit Palais is an art museum which houses the City of Paris Museum of Fine Arts. It has been listed since 1975 as a historical monument by the French Ministry of Culture. Is a historic site, exhibition hall, and museum complex located at the Champs-Élysées. This is the place where Victor Hugo was buried in 1885. Le Pantheon, or the Pantheon, was inspired by the one commissioned by Agrippa in Rome. A burial in the Pantheon was initially limited only to men as a way to celebrate the lives of prominent French figures. It wasn't until 1995 that the Pantheon broke with tradition and entombed physicist and chemist Marie Curie. The Saint Etienne-du-Mont is a church near the Pantheon. It contains the shrine of Saint Geneviève, the patron saint of Paris. The church also contains the tomb of Blaise Pascal, who was a French mathematician, physicist, inventor, philosopher, and writer. Behind me is the American church in Paris, where we had concerts before with my choir, which is the UPC Ambassadors. We had our first concert here in 2001. Pont Alexander III is a deck arch bridge that spans the Seine in Paris. The bridge is regarded as the most ornate, extravagant bridge in the city. It has been classified as a French monument historique since 1975. It is named after Tsar Alexander III, who had concluded the Franco-Russian alliance in 1892. The style of the bridge reflects that of the Grand Palais, to which it leads on the right bank. The Place de la Concorde is located at the foot of the Champs-Élysées Avenue. It is distinguished today by the obelisk of Luxor. This area was first known for having been one of the places of execution during the French Revolution. Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette, among others, were executed here. They say that the owner of this store is the best in France, so we're gonna try it.
One of their signatures is their vignette. So we got one salty, which is with Parmigiano, and one sweet, which is with pistachio. Let's try. This is better. This is good.
Alright, yeah. We both love pistachio, so.
Oh, it's coffee, really nice. Really nice.
We could say that Montmartre is the most visible sight from different parts of Paris. The Sacré-Cœur Basilica is a masterpiece of grace and grandeur, built in the Romano-Byzantine style. It is dedicated to the heart of Christ and is an important place of worship in the capital. It houses the largest mosaic in France. We're gonna have dinner in front of Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge is a cabaret in Paris. In 1889, it was co-founded by Charles Zidler and Joseph Aller, who also owned the Paris Olympia. Moulin Rouge is best known as the birthplace of the modern form of the can-can dance. Today, the Moulin Rouge is a tourist attraction, offering predominantly musical dance entertainment for visitors from around the world. Arc de Triomphe is one of the most famous monuments in Paris. It honors those who fought and died for France in the French Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars. Beneath its vault lies the tomb of the unknown soldier from World War I. The Champs-Élysées runs between the Place de la Concorde and the Arc de Triomphe. It is widely known for its luxury shops, theaters, cafes, and as the finish line of the Tour de France cycling race. We were surprised to have witnessed a tropical carnival during our visit. We are now at the Louvre Museum, which is considered as the greatest art museum on Earth and the most visited museum in the world. It houses the famous work of Leonardo da Vinci, Mona Lisa. The Louvre contains 380,000 plus pieces of artworks. If you want to fully enjoy this museum, you might need at least 3 days to see and know more about them. While most people want to see the Mona Lisa, which was recently smeared with a cake by a visitor, there are a lot of artworks you could see here which you might have read from your history books, including the Code of Hammurabi, the Coronation of Napoleon, Liberty Leading the People, Venus de Milo, and more. The Notre-Dame de Paris Cathedral, a masterpiece of Gothic architecture, is the most visited monument in France. The cathedral is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a global Parisian icon, attracting around 13 million visitors a year. The cathedral was immortalized by Victor Hugo in his 1831 Gothic novel, The Hunchback of Notre-Dame. A fire broke up beneath the roof of the cathedral on April 15, 2019. Extensive renovation is ongoing. After the fire, this is what we have right now. They put something in front to explain the work that they're doing. I'll just show you the old pictures from the first time we got here. The Hôtel National des Invalides still retains its original function as a hospital for the severely disabled, wounded, or mutilated soldiers. In addition to the Army Museum, it houses two churches, the Church of the Dome with the tomb of Napoleon I and the Church of Saint Louis des Invalides. Trocadero is the ideal spot to enjoy the Eiffel Tower's light show. The Eiffel Tower has been a distinctive symbol of the city of Paris. It was built by French engineer Gustave Eiffel from 1887 to 1889, whose company specialized in building metal frameworks and structures. To avoid corrosion, the iron is covered with a thick coat of paint that has to be renewed every 7 years. This repainting schedule was recommended by Gustave Eiffel himself and is still respected to date. In 2001, I was able to climb the top of the Eiffel Tower, which offers a 360 degrees view of Paris. One thing you must know is that the Eiffel Tower's various lights at night, which include golden sparkles, beacon, and illuminations for special events, are protected by copyright.